No audio. Okay. You should be able to hear me now. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me now. Let me know if the audio is good. All right, but what I'm diving into today is the foreshadowing of things to come. There are going to be some draconian measures that are passed down by the wicked in which they're going to limit your mobility. Okay? But there's going to be a way to escape. All right? And that's going to be through faith. That's going to be through, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's going to be the stability of our time. Now, I got some clips for you guys because this devil always, before he does anything, we're going to talk about predictive programming as well. Before he does anything, he'll show it in maybe a comical way. Or he'll say, hey, we need to prepare for this just in case this happens because they're planning for it to happen. All right. But we know what his ultimate goal is. It's written in the scriptures what his ultimate plan is. It's written in the scriptures how we're going to be delivered. So we're going to have stability during that time. But let's get into the first clip. And here it is.
What do you mean the bank is out of money? Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers!
Hey, what's wait a minute, just a second here. No, I don't have your money here. It's in Bill's house and Fred's house.
Hey, what the hell you doing with my money in your house, Fred?
Now let's watch the real life version. All
Missing
right.
money. I'm also missing money over $1,300, and they're telling me to call customer service. And they keep hanging up on people. This another person here is also missing money. So we're trying to see what's going on. Money's missing today, and we need our money. And they're already telling us to call customer service, and customer service ain't doing nothing about it. So just a heads up, if anybody's experiencing this, please let us know because this is not right.
You see, so the Bank of America. Pretty sure most of you guys have heard about it, or brothers have went into it as well. But things like that, they're really trial runs to see how people react, to see how they always, just like they had the event 102, and then they had 201 this past October before the plan. They had an exercise just in case a worse pandemic happened. They always they do trial runs for things like these jump shots they had recently. It's just a trial run for, the bigger agenda. All right, the charagma. All right, it's a preliminary round. Now, one more clip I want to show you guys because this is going to bring a heavy reality to 2/3 of our people, especially the women of our people. And when people have lack of resources, when they don't have access to their funds, what breaks out? Lawlessness. You know what I mean? But one more clip I want to show you guys. So let's show that. Then we'll get into some precepts, okay?
My birthday's tomorrow. I have literally none. I think I have $3 to my name.
Tonight, Bank of America says an earlier glitch that caused customers' bank accounts to show a zero balance has been fixed.
But that's not the story we're getting from irate customers.
Natalie Bomke here to explain what happened. Natalie.
Dawn and Corey, this specifically involves transactions made through the money transfer service Zelle. Bank of America customers reported transactions that had already posted to their accounts were suddenly gone, leaving their accounts in the red. Then, when customers tried to reach out to the bank or go in person, they were either turned away or got a busy signal. Bank of America put out a warning on its mobile app saying Zelle transactions made between January 14th and January 17th may be delayed in occurring and posting to accounts as requested. Transfers will be completed and will appear in your account activity and balances as soon as possible. Zelle clarified the issue was strictly with Bank of America. We spoke with Serena Hartfield of Calumet City, who said today was supposed to be payday, but tonight her check still isn't in her account, and the bank told her to come back in the middle of February to get it straightened out.
Check my account, noticed that $2,689 was not in my account, and that's exactly how much my check would have been. I called the bank. The bank was not accepting any calls. I went to a branch When I went to the branch, the line was around the corner.
Bank of America is doubling down tonight, saying the issues have been resolved.
All right, now it's biblical prophecy that there's going to be a collapse of society. That there's going to be a collapse of the monetary system. Okay, so that's going to bring forth chaos, anarchy. All right, and in the midst of that chaos, this devil's going to come to you with the solution. All right, which is his agenda all along. Order ab chaos. All right, order out of chaos. So let's first go to let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, and we'll start at the top here. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, right? Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay, because there's a dark time coming, just like it talks about in Amos, the 8th chapter. All right, verse 2. While the sun or the light or moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In that day, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, it's going to come a time, man, where even the people that seemingly have their shit together, they're going to be in great fear for the things that are coming upon the earth. Okay, people aren't going to understand why things are happening the way they're happening. They're not going to understand, if things could return back to normal. They're just going to be looking for help. They're going to be looking for a solution, when people are frantic like that, they're easily malleable. Meaning they can be molded, they can be bonded. Their train of thoughts could be steered. Okay? And this devil, he's orchestrating things to be that way so he can easily mold the minds of the people. So he can easily justify why he's doing what he's doing. You see verse 3 here. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, meaning there's not going to be any work. You go into that word grinders. It goes into like grinding at the mill, but it goes in deeper, goes into employment. There's not going to be any work for people, which means there's not going to be any people are going to have funds to have the things that they need. The grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. All right, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. It's going to be like a ghost town. You guys had a little glimpse of that, in 2020, right? And the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Man, people aren't going to be in that spirit of mirth that they are in today, man. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on this chapter here. All right, verse 5. Like the noise of the chariot, Salakia, verse 4. The appearance of them. Hold on. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, let me pull it up over here for you guys. Let me see. Pull it up on my tablet. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and the fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners about the streets. Now let's read verse 4 and 5 in the NLT. It says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed. Okay, because everybody, they're trying to establish themselves here in this world, not understanding, like it reads. Let me go get it. 2 Peter's. Let me get it. 2 Peter. in verse 9. I'll start at verse 9. 2 Peter 3 and 9. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise. Some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, that all should come to repentance. All right, of the people of Israel. Okay, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and it's going to catch most people because they're in that spirit of mirth, because they're so occupied with the things of this world. It's going this dark time that's coming upon the earth is going to catch them off guard. All right, but to those who are paying attention to the prophecies, all right, those who have the spirit of Yahawashi, because as we know, pursuing to Revelation 19 and 10, the spirit of Yahawashi is prophecy. So those who understand the prophecies of the book, they're going to be looking for them. And they're not going to be caught off guard like the people of the world. All right, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Okay, there's a particular fashion in which this place is going to be destroyed. We know that as well. Okay, and we're banking on it because the end of this world means the beginning of a righteous one. And it's going to go on to say this. All right. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up, because this place is going to go out in a nuclear fashion. You go to Isaiah 9 and 5, Zechariah, the 12th chapter. It gives you descriptions on the fashion in which this place is going to be destroyed. On top of that, the Lord's going to return with his fleet of angels and get busy. All right. Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons, seeing then that this world is temporary. Okay. When you go to Matthew, the 6th chapter, it talks about building your riches in the kingdom of heaven, investing in the world to come. If you're investing in this world, it's a losing profit. It's all going to go down the drain. All right. We have to invest in the kingdom to come. So you got to be giving your time to the Lord, growing and understanding. You know what I mean? You let go of the feelings of feeling like you're missing out on things here in the world. A lot of guys, they're in this truth. They'll be in the truth a while, and they get to this stage to where they feel like they've lost out on opportunities in the world, like they're missing something. They feel like they're throwing their life away. We are throwing our lives away. Because really, man, this isn't even living. We're auditioning for kingship. We're auditioning for something much bigger than anybody could obtain here on this side. There's nothing you could do here on this side into where that you would be ruling the world. There's no level of success that you could get to on this side in Esau's kingdom to where you'll rule in Esau's. No, it's his kingdom. So we're longing for the kingdom to come in which will be the rulers, which will have immortality, which will say, hey, this is what's right and this is what's wrong. That's not going to happen here. You can't supersede what the Most High set in place. You understand? Verse 11 again, 2 Peter 3 and 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, this temporary world, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? All right, you're supposed to be seeking righteousness, seeking meekness, so you can be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. That's Zephaniah 2 and 3. Now, continuing verse 12 in 2 Peter 3, it says what? Looking for and hasting. We're looking for the coming of the day of God, right? Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahawah, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved. It's like it. The heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise, right? Because we truly believe that he is. We believe that he's going to do what he said he's going to do. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right. Now let's go back to Ecclesiastes 12 in verse 4, but in the NLT. All right. It says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed, and the sound of the work fades. Now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint. Everything's going to come to a complete halt, man. And it's going to be, you're going to have two options. Depend on Esau, all right, for salvation, which is, there's no salvation in him. If the world was left in his hands, like it says in Matthew, the 24th chapter, no flesh would be saved. Or you're going to be a part of that number, that small remnant that's going to depend on Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. A line is being drawn in the sand, and a choice is being laid before all men. All right. All the men of Israel. all the people of Israel. It's being laid before us all. But really, it's not even a choice, because the only people that are truly going to understand this and repent are those who were chosen before the foundations of the earth. So right now, if you've been called and you're listening and you're hearing the videos, man, you got to be in the spirit of prayer. You got to be in the spirit, Lord, give me the strength to continue in the well-doing, to continue to grow, to seek you more. Because that's what the elect are going to be doing. So we're of the hopeful elect. We hope we're a part of that number, But there's certain things that the elect are going to be doing, like it talks about in Ezekiel 9 in the 4th chapter. I mean, the 9th chapter in the 4th verse. It says what? They were sighing and crying for the abominations being done in the midst thereof. So we're not going to be friends with wickedness. We're not going to be friends of the world. If you're a friend of the world, like it says in James, you're at enmity with God. Okay, so I'll just leave that there. Did I show all the clips that I wanted to show? Yeah. So yeah, man, just going through what is in the days to come, right? There's going to be we went over this. There's going to be a collapse of the monetary system, and many brothers have went over this time and time again. If you really want to get deep dive into it, Elder Ariala here in Dallas, he always, in his GMS algorithms, he always goes really deep into the economic side of the prophecies. Okay, but there's going to be a monetary collapse, and in order for you to function in society, like we know in Revelation 13:16. Without that mark, you won't be able to function in his society. Okay, so with this monetary collapse, they're going to build up that digital system. And I didn't, as one clip, I did not run. Did I show it to you guys? Where is it? Hold on. There's one more video I do want to show you guys. I'm actually going to run that. This guy, he's going around to the ATMs, but he can't get any money out. And it wasn't because there wasn't any money. So let me show this clip first here. Bear with me.
Guys, there's something seriously going on right now. I have been to 4 ATMs in my town to withdraw some money, and every one of them says this. What is that? It's not out of cash. It's literally just not dispensing cash. And this is every one of them I have gone to.
All right, so, it's going to come a point, man, where cash is going to be useless. And you see the gradualism of that when you go to particular restaurants and they say, oh, we don't take cash. You go to particular stores, they say, we're not accepting cash at the moment. He does things in gradual stages, but is it going to get to the point where the dollars are going to be useless? And they've been printing trillions of dollars over the last couple of years. What do you think that's doing to the dollar's value? But our people, they don't even contemplate these things. They don't even know the concept of how money even works. What gives money value? They don't even understand. If you ask most people what gives the dollar value in this time, they can't give you a detailed answer or an answer at all. So let's go over the overview here. It says so there's going to be a collapse of that monetary system, and it's going to be a digital money system that's introduced. This ties in with the charagma. Okay. Now, with that digital system that's introduced, guys, look up the term blockchain. Okay. So you're gonna have your digital identification to where all your purchases are gonna be tracked. Everything. Now you could go cop something from a friend or something like that, and you could give them a couple dollars, and the purchase isn't really tracked. Or somebody could get tips at a job and it's not necessarily tracked. No, under this system that he's introducing, everything is going to be monitored. Okay. Also, as you guys know, he's been orchestrating famine. Bill Gates he now owns 40% of the farmland here in America that produces your food. And then you have foreign powers that also own majority of the land. Also, a lot of the real estate here. They've been destroying cattle. Remember here in Kansas and Oklahoma, you had all those thousands of cattle dropping dead this past summer. That amount of cattle shouldn't be dropping dead, man. Yeah, cattle can die from heat exhaustion, but something was done to orchestrate that. They're coming with the narrative that, oh, these cows and these animals, their carbon footprint is too big. We got to get rid of some of them. So they're going to be shortening the food supply. And when you control the food source, you control the people. Because when people are starving and they can't eat, they'll do anything you tell them to do. All right. So, and those that don't want to bow to their agenda, man, they're going to be ass out unless the Lord be with them. You see? And there's also going to be, there's going to be war that's breaking out. There's going to be false flags to where people are going to be crying out for a solution. And that solution is going to be control over people's mobility, man. They're gonna institute, martial law. They're gonna, instate particular laws to where, your so-called freedoms are taken away under the guise of safety. Okay. And the further that goes along, you'll have more draconian-like laws that come out. When you look up the term draconian laws, because like it says in the scriptures, this devil spake as a dragon. It's going into this. It says, let me jump down. You see the sentence where it says the draconian, it's underlined in blue. All right, it says the draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. Now this devil, because Bill Gates came out and made that statement that the governments need to come up with a law force that monitors false narratives on social media, that monitors the information that's being put out on the internet. And they're going to, when they set up this task force, who are they going to come after? They're going to justify in the minds of the people why men like us who are speaking about the Lord and the fall of this society are the problem with the world. And they're going to justify in the minds of the people to why we should be ostracized and gotten rid of to an extent. So when they do decide to move on us, nobody's going to bat an eye because they're going to be conditioned so much to be like, this is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to get rid of the men of the Lord. It's the right thing to get rid of those who call on Yahawashi, Yahawashi. But at the same time, those names and this understanding is going to be a strong tower against the evil that comes for us. All right, but it says the draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. They were said to be written in blood rather than ink. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. And the main criminal offense is going to be speaking against this NWO that he's trying to establish. Because it's going to get to a point where people are seeing this devil for what he really is. And the only people they're going to know that they can really get the truth from is going to get to the point where everybody knows that, oh, these are the men of the Lord. And that's when he's going to come, in like a flood and like a madman, sparing none. So, that was basically, that's basically the point, man. We're seeing little foreshadows of what's going to get ready to play out in a huge scale, in a huge way. And people, the majority, they're not even thinking about it. They're not ready for it. And the people that are, seeing these things happening, they're like the whistleblowers. They don't understand the spiritual. They don't understand the spiritual aspect behind it. So they're done too. You see, so, we just have to be thankful that the Lord has opened our eyes to see. We have to be thankful that, we understand, the only way out of this thing is through the Lord and through the faith that we're going to have to walk by. We've been called because we have this understanding, but we have to continue in the well doing. We have to endure to the end so that we might be saved. All right. So none of us should be complacent right now. We should all have our foot on the gas in that humble and meek spirit, trying to, figure out ways to offend less. Right. So with that being said, man, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to the Most High, Yahawah, Ha Sham, Yahawashi, Ha Sham, Kadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalawam to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalawam.